Hey everybody, welcome for another fine day here in Divergent Land. I have to go on a little road trip today. And I've got to go out to Normieville and talk to some kiddos that are at Normieville Middle. And they're a bunch of 8th graders, so these are my people. And except these folks, from what I hear, I guess started some sort of weird like mafia thing going on at their school. It's like somebody watched The Sopranos. It beats me. I don't know, but we're gonna go to the mattresses and figure out what's happening. And but in the car here, I'm on my way, and Steve's with me. Say hi, Steve. Sleep, Steve. Wake up, Steve. Oh, well, Steve's asleep right now. So Steve's coming with me, but he's gonna hang out in the office because the front office absolutely loves Steve. But I'm gonna trade because they have their mascot, Nanny, is always up in the front office hanging out. She's like the support dog for everybody, so I'm going to see if I can borrow Nanny and have Nanny come to class with me, because I have an idea. So, I need to give Dr. Morgan a call, just so you know who she is, and I don't want to embarrass her. Her name is Dr. Daria Morgan, and she is a sociologist and school administrator. She's a specialist in school admin, total strategist, game maker type. I used to know her from School of the Arts. We were really quite alike. We had the same optometrist, so we always said we see things the same way. So, very cool woman. But she was telling me that there's a teacher named Miss Othmar, and her name's Chrissy Othmar, and she's a new teacher, poor thing, and they stuck her in the 8th grade. And this little group of sweat hogs, from what I hear, are a little bit on the challenging side. They're more at risk than we thought. So we're trying to help Normieville get some of their schools under wraps. But unfortunately, Bowser's system is in place. So, you know, it's hard to talk to them sometimes. So we're working on it. But in any case, I'm going to give her a call real quick. You can, you know, she's on my earbud, but you'll probably get the gist of the conversation. Let me give her a call. Dee! Hey, how are you? What you doing? Oh, you're at dance class. Oh, I'm sorry, you're at dance class. Practice, right. Okay, oh, excuse me, I'm very sorry. So you're getting ready for Black Swan? I'm so excited you got that role. That's amazing. For someone like you who's like Winona Ryder, you know, dark horse kind of type anyway, and you love those movies, so... Oh my gosh, that's a hard role, though. It's going to be interesting. So good luck with that. I'm excited for you. So I don't want to keep you, but... Oh, you got like 5 minutes? Oh, cool. Okay, thanks. So what are you listening to when you practice? What? Death metal? Gwar? How do you listen to Gwar and dance? You're getting into your dark... Okay, it's your process. I respect your process. Absolutely, girl. So, okay. So can you tell me, are you going back to the school later? Oh, you're out for that. Okay. So, what do you need me to do? What's happening? What is this? What do you mean there's a mafia going on at your school? You need like a profiler from the FBI, or do you need like a priest? What do you know, are they possessed? Is it like the old deluder law coming into play here? Okay. Oh, all right. So the class. Okay, yeah. So Chrissy's class she has a big class. Okay, of 8th graders. They're kicking into high gear. They're starting to get unruly. Oh, rowdy, like full on rowdy. Oh, you mean there really is a kid named Rowdy? All right then. Okay. All right. So basically what's happening is there's a head kid. The head kid, they start, what are they, like, what's the money source? Like, what are they selling or whatever? Blow pops? Like, from our day? I sold blow pop. Oh my gosh. So now it's like, wow, I should have had a blow pop mafia back then. That would have been cool. Okay, so they're selling blow pops. Is there anything weird on the blow pop? No. Just like, okay. So we cut off the source, right? Yeah, the bubble gum is a problem for the custodian. Yeah, totally. All right. But how much are they charging for a blow pop? $2? Are you kidding me? Okay. Well, yeah, that's good. No. Okay, so we got to break that up. So now every kid's involved. So there's like a bag man. There's like... Oh boy, this is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. You know, as someone who's a behaviorist, you know, it's like good profiling in a way. What I do, everyone always sees the FBI dark side. So, all right. Okay, so I want to figure out who, don't tell me who it is. I just want to figure it out, okay? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so I need to just go in there and kind of do that and talk to them. I've got, have like 40 minutes? All right, we're going to shoot for 30 if we can. So, okay. Hey, so Friday, what are you doing? Nothing? Oh, yes, you are. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So Friday, I was thinking, it's been so long since we hung out, and you've been so busy, and now you got this going on, but if you don't have anything Friday night, I know, Friday nights. So I was thinking we can go over to Slice and Ice. Yeah, Big Tony, get some extra cheese, right? Maybe we can go watch, like, Girls Just Want to Have Fun Again. You love Helen Hunt in her little grasshopper hat, and I like that Orbital Bebop song. So it's on the jukebox. Big Tony knows what's up. And instead of like that movie where the baby sits in the cheese pizza, we'll just, eat it without baby in there. So, but yeah, and they got a liquor license, so they have that whiskey in a teacup thing that I was asking about. So yeah, and he puts a little honey in there. Oh yeah, right. It's right next to that new vampire comic store. Yeah, that guy, the hoodie guy. Yeah, he totally set that up. So we can check it out and see what's going on. But anyway, so how's life in Santa Carla? Yeah, how's the high school? Yeah, they win in the football games. They are fierce, man. Man, that is one wolf pack out there. They are serious footballers out there. That's really exciting. So, yeah, Coach Tim Lasso out there. I mean, he's the best, right? He's absolutely the best. So, they're probably going to go all the way to the championship, right? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Well, let me know when the game is. But yeah, well, let's go to Slice and Ice, and we'll go check that out. But next door, there's that new Madonna bar. Yeah, it's on the other side of the comic book store, on the opposite side. Yeah, it's like Madonna themed. Yeah, it's really neat because she came out with the, spirits and stuff, the adult stuff, right? And they have like mocktails and stuff, but yeah, they have that new, she made her own gin, right? And so they have that new, it's called La Isla Bonita, right? And so, yeah, right. So they have La Isla Bonita, but it's a tequila also, Perón tequila, and so they're doing like different drinks with themes. So like the material curl, it has like a little curl of lemon and orange and stuff. And they have that blue drink that's kind of fun with their gin, and it's called, the Gin and Sonic. Yeah, it has Red Cow, but it's Diet Blue. Yeah, it's pretty cool too. So anyway, but yeah, do you want to go over there? We can check it out and see what they have. I just want to look around and stuff like that. So do you want to bring anybody? Oh, yeah. Okay, I'll call Ava over at Abbott. Yeah, I'll see if she wants to go. And definitely... Oh, did I tell you about Grace? Yes, good news. Okay, this is so awesome. I'm so happy. Grace, the secretary, remember her? Yeah? Okay. Right, she was over at Shermer, right? Shermer High School. Well, guess what? She got a transfer. She's been putting in for a transfer for so long. Yeah. So... there was like a bidding war over her because in Divergent Land, secretaries make all this money because they're so hard to find, and she's been doing it forever, so she's like queen. And yeah, so John Hughes High, they were fighting over her, Abbott was fighting over her, and I mean, let me tell you. And the thing is, she is so famous because her thing was, on Friday, she'd have her little breakfast club. It was so great. Yeah, she's known for that. So Abbott picked her up. Ava totally took charge and threw some money at her, and she was happy to be there. So she's having a great time at Abbott. So yeah, let's see if we can get Grace to go and Ava, and we'll all just have a little girl fun, little girl date. It'll be cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Okay, cool. Let's do it. That's great. Oh, and can I borrow Nanny? Yeah, I threw that in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I got Steve. Can I trade Steve for a while? Yeah. Yeah, he's sitting in the Civic. Bless him. He's snoring. Okay, cool. All right, sounds good. Well, I'll let you get back to dance class, but I'll talk to you later. All right, I'll see you Friday, okay? But I'll text you later and let you know how everything went. Don't worry, I got you. Oh, I can hear Shoop in the background. All right, well, you get to it. I'm glad it's not Guar. All right, talk to you later. Okay. Well, there you go. I just pulled over. I'm about halfway on the highway now. We call it the Ennui Autobahn. Yeah, it's about a 20-minute drive. It's pretty boring, as you might have guessed. And yeah, the Ennui Autobahn, there's a little bodega and about halfway, so I'm stopped there right now. I'm getting gas. And I'm going to fill up and then be on my way. So I'm just taking a look at some of my papers here and just getting stuff organized. But you always want to be prepared before you go talk to kids like that, because if you don't go over the plan, you will be eaten alive. Talking about Wolfpack. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go talk to them and see what's going on. But I'd written a few notes about some of these kids, so I just wanted to kind of understand maybe where they're coming from before I got there, so wasn't really sure. Alright, okay, looks like these kids look like pretty decent kids. They have some pretty good interests. A lot of football players from what I can tell, so... Alright, I'm going to run in the gas station here, get me a Red Cow. I'll be right back. Let's see, did I even have anything? This place is empty. It's so boring. There's no music, there's no anything. I don't know, I gotta talk to Ennui and be like, this gas station here is, if you want to have a drive-in and show movies and things like that, you really... Come on, yeah. Anyway, alright, well, off we go. So, you know what, folks? I think I'll just catch up with you in a little bit. I'm going to hang up for now, and I'll be back with you when I get to the school. All right, I'm gonna go listen to some Metallica. I'm gonna get myself in the mode, right? She did her dance music. I'm gonna listen to a little dance music. I have this remix of Enter Sandman, so. All right, I'll see you when I get to the school. Off on the Autobahn highway. Exciting. No trees. Okay, well, here we are at Neverland Middle School. Hey, Steve, you ready to go? Wake up. Steve, wake up. Stevie, come on, buddy. Yawn. Yeah, that's a big tongue you have there, buddy. Yeah, very much like Kiss. Kisses. Yeah, and kisses. That's cute. Okay. All right, Stevie, here we are. Let's go. Let's head on into the office. And we gotta go see what's going on. I get my bag. And before the revenge of the stupids happen, I forget something like my keys. Okay. All right. Hey, y'all. Nice to see you. I need to go see Miss Othmar's class. Yeah, Chrissy. Yeah, I want to see Chrissy. And does she have a co-teacher? No? Okay. And you're the assistant principal? What is your name? Okay. Yeah, Miss Grandstep. Okay, all right, Tracy. Nice to meet you, Tracy Grandstep. Okay, great to meet you. Yeah, my name is Suzanne Swain. I'm friends with Daria Morgan. Uh, yeah. Miss Morgan. Yeah, well, I know her as Morgendorfer, but I think she dropped that part, so now it's just Dr. Morgan. But yeah, Dr. Morgan's a great person. Love her. So smart, crazy smart. So yeah. Okay, so you just need me to head on down there. It's right down the hall. Okay. Yeah, she's a new teacher. I'm coming. Don't worry. I got this. I got this. Poor thing. Maybe she can go have a break for a minute. Okay, let me go see. Hey. Hi, Miss Othmar. Hi. Christy? Okay, hi, Christy. I'm Suzanne. Nice to meet you. Yeah. It's okay. Are you alright? Oh. Yeah, from what I can see in the window, it looks like you got a crackerjack group of kiddos in there. So you're having some trouble. So they're selling blow pops, but you're finding all the sticky and oh yeah, oh I've had that happen. Yeah, I used to kind of sell them myself, and I guess I was sort of guilty of that too. But oh boy, but now it's so what's the money problem? Yeah, money, power, ego. So what happened with the money? Okay, so one kid is keeping all the money, one kid's like the bag man, and one kid's the head. And okay, all right. So which ones? Who are the kids that are actually involved here? Okay, so Jamie, Mike, Corey, Star, Annie, and Scheiden. Okay, all right, no problem. Yeah. Well, I want to get to know the kids and hear their point of view and things like that. But if you don't mind, do you mind to stay for a bit and just kind of watch what I'm doing, and maybe this can help you. I know you're a new teacher, but instead of hurting anybody, I want to try to hug them. So let's try to figure this out and work it out. Everything is figure outable, my friend. Okay, so when in doubt, call your mentor teacher. Phone a friend. We got you. All right, so we gonna do this? All right, you got it. It's okay. All right. Okay. Hey, hi guys. Class. How are you? Oh, office. Yeah. Oh, I forgot that. Oh no. Revenge of the Stupids. Okay, Nanny. Oh, you're gonna say. Okay, Nanny will be at the door. She just comes on her own. Love it. And she has a message. Then. It's like an owl. Okay. Oh, there she is. Nanny, come on in, girl. Hey, hi, sweetie. And oh, you have a little message. Oh, that's cute. And you have a Twizzler. I guess you're gonna eat that. Yep, you are. Sorry, Miss Othmar. That's not yours anymore. Okay, so here's a message. Oh, Nanny. Hey, Nanny. Okay, well, Nanny, this is your mascot. So I'm glad that she could join us today. That's super great. Yeah, she's a husky. She's so sweet. She's that husky fur, it's so thick and plushy and all that stuff. It's so nice. I love huskies. They're so sweet. And they're so silly. They just roll around and like stick their legs up in the air and they're like, woo, and say all kinds of things. So I always kind of wanted one as a kid. So I'm glad you guys have Nanny around. Sweetheart. What a sweetie. Hey, honey. Okay, so I'm going to hang out with dogs because that's kind of my jam. I'm going to have a seat. Do you mind if I sit down? Yeah? Okay, thanks. I appreciate that. Well, hey y'all. I'm Suzanne. I am one of the people that works over in Divergent Land, and I was a teacher and went back to school and got my certificate and licensure to be a therapist. Yeah, so to help people out with their emotions and things like that. But I was able to go to a very special kind of Jedi school where we learned how to talk to people and how to work out issues between people and things like that. So my friend called and was like, hey, maybe you could help out some of my friends. So I'm here today, and I hope you don't mind the little bit of time I'm going to take, but I just really wanted to come talk to you all about dogs. Yeah. And I needed Nanny, so this is a visual aid. But okay, so here's what I want to do. Can everyone get up for a second? Everyone likes to get up and they're like, oh no, I have to listen to a lecture. But do me a favor, if you don't mind, can you go over this table? And I am gonna be here with this big bowl of like little Chinese noodles and stuff. I thought you might like a little snack. You're probably hungry. I used to teach 8th grade, and you guys are always hungry. You guys ate me at a house and home, like 4 gallons of milk a day. So over here, there's a little bowl with Chinese noodles that you can crunch on, a little snack, and a scoop and things. So you can go get you some little noodles. But what I want to do is, while you're there, I'm going to call your name, and if you will, just walk over to your desk and have a seat where you sit, and that's it. Simple as that. This way I can see what your name is, but you don't have to introduce yourself or do anything weird. You just have to walk back to your desk. Okay? Is everybody okay? Good? Good? Check, check, good. Alright, okay, let's see who we got here. Class. Alright, Jamie. Come on over, Jamie. Hey, buddy. Hey, yeah. Alright, nice to see you. Hi, welcome, welcome. Yeah, okay. Hey, I know you. Is your dad the guy on that commercial? Wait a minute. Are you Jamie Jr.? You are Jamie Jr. Nice to see you. Okay, yeah, so your dad's on that insurance commercial. Right. Nice. Oh, that's great. Okay, we'll say hi to Flo. Okay, yeah, she's your godmother. Okay, sounds good. Okay, so Jamie, you're good. Nice to see you. I like that sweater vest. Very nice. Okay. Mike, come on down. You're the next contestant. Yeah, you guys are too old for that show. Plinko, you so missed out. All right, Mikey. Mike, do you go by Mike or Mikey? Mike. Okay, Mike. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you. Wow, cool shirt. Hellfire Club. Nice. You like a D&D guy or... Oh, your dad. Your dad was. Okay. Cool. All right. I like that hair, man. I like the red spiky tip thing with the blonde. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, do you have any brothers or sisters? Oh, we're in class. That's right. Yeah, I heard that. We have some siblings in here. So, okay. All right, Mike. Well, nice to meet you. Have a seat. Enjoy your crunchy noodles. Let's see. Let's go Annie. Hi, Annie. Nice cashmere sweater. It's like pumpkin. I like that color. It's very fall. Yeah, really nice. What's that clipboard you got there? You like your little clipboard? Yeah, me too. I have a clipboard thing. Okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Enjoy. Have a seat. Star. Shining through the heavens. Star. Hello. How are you? Oh, I like the Taylor shirt. Okay. Yeah. She's great. Yeah, she's coming to Divergent Land, but she does free concerts because, she donates to the school. Yeah, very cool. Oh, don't cry. I know. Yeah, you're going to go. I'll make sure you go. Okay, I'll see if I can get you on a list somehow. I don't know. I call somebody, but it's cool. I know you will cry cry happy when you see her because she's, from what I hear, pretty awesome. So Star, nice to meet you. I love that skirt and your hair. Wow, so pretty. It's like flowy mermaid kind of dark thing. That's very cool. Like auburn, is that what the color is? Does it have red in it? Sweet. Okay. All right. And so you're one of the siblings, is that right? Okay. So Mike and Jamie is your stepbrother? Oh, okay. So that's a whole family. So y'all are a family. Okay, good. All right. Okay. That's... All right, wait a minute. So, nice. Okay. All right, so let's see. We got Corey. Corey, come on down. Aw. Hi, Corey. How are you? You're tall. Yeah. I'm not going to ask if you play basketball, but do you play sports or anything? Oh, football. What do you play? Linebacker. All right. Sweet. Very cool. Okay, so you're like a Kelsey dude. All right. Love that. Okay. Well, awesome. Well, I like that hoodie you have on. So, House of the Dead 2, like the Wii game. I used to play that on Wii, like after school with the teachers. And do you like vampires? You do? Yeah, me too. I love vampires. I can't help it. I like the like scary vampires though, kind of like in that, But I turn the green blood on because it's just, I don't need the red. But that's a really cool hoodie. It's vintage. You can tell it's been like truly loved. Yeah, is it? Oh yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, it is vintage. It's nice. eBay, nice. Love that. Okay, let's see. Who else do we have here? Scheiden, come over here. Hey, Scheiden. Hi. Where are you from? Wow, cool accent. Germany. You're from Germany? Wow. May I ask how you got here exactly? I don't mean to ask you questions. I said I wasn't going to do that, but you're so interesting. Oh, your dad. Oh, okay, so your dad is working for the university. Okay, so he's teaching political science. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, Scheiden, well, welcome. So you'll be here for a little while till the end of the semester? Nice. Well, welcome to 8th grade in America. I think that's really cool. I hope you have a great time. Absolutely, yeah. Very, very cool. All right. Love it. Love it. Absolutely love it. So have a seat and go ahead and have a seat over, actually, wherever your desk is, where you sit. Right here? Okay, yeah. Have a seat for me. All right, let's see. Who else do we have here? Many, many other students. Okay, so let's get started. Do y'all want to get started, everybody else? Okay. We're going to go through the rest of the list. Yeah. Okay. So, the other kids in the class, we have the following: Alcide, Jacob, Lonnie, Oz, Remy, Ginger, let's see, Eddie, Seth, Leah, Elena, let's see, Josh, Nora, yeah, all y'all. Okay, and Mary is sometimes the PTO mom. Okay. Is Mary coming? No? Okay. All right, so everybody else, nice to meet you as well. I'm glad we had all of our big introductions. What I did for our listeners here, since we have some listeners, we cut some of that out for you. You may have heard a little gap. So hi to everybody else. And those people that we cut out for our listeners, we're not as concerned at this time with those individuals. So, all right, so I am here to talk to y'all today in the 8th grade about some stuff that's been happening. And from what I hear, it sounds like we have started a small business. Is that right? Okay. Okay. So the small business is kind of taken off. I admire your entrepreneurship. So it's in this class that you guys do this. Oh, and so you bring it to other classes and around the school and things like that. Okay. So way to go, small business owner. I want to encourage that. Did you get a business license? No? You don't know how to get one? Well, my friends, first rule of business, know the rule of law, my friends. Rule of law, very important. You know what that is? Mike, you know what the rule of law is? You do? Okay, so what is it? Precisely. The law is the law, and we must follow it, and correct, yes. Which is why in my classes we had a lot of trials. You know, everybody played lawyer and different things, so prosecution, defense, yeah. So, no offense, but so we have a business that is growing, but we don't really have a business license or any permission to have the business from anybody. You're going to apologize later? Okay, Scheiden, thank you. Yeah, you could apologize later. That is an option, of course. Well, see, people know about this business, right? And we're here at school, and one of the nice things about schools is that we don't have to worry about money in the classroom really, except when it's collecting for a field trip or something special, like a special type of thing, or lunch that we're going somewhere. But you know, money isn't really in my world as a teacher. Yeah, I like that. I don't really care for money all that much. But you guys like money? Who's into money? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Divergent Land, we have kind of this like more electronic money system kind of trade thing, so I don't have to deal with it so much. But here, you know, I know people deal with a lot of money in cash and transferring and stuff, and it's all electronic now, so it's hard to keep up with for, especially for someone who's like 14. You know, how many of you have a bank account? Good for you. Nice. All right. Cell phone? How many of you? All of you except one. Okay. Right. Scheiden. Well, yeah, that would make sense. You can't use yours here. Alright, fair enough. So, I want to talk to you today about nanny. Yeah, about dogs. We're here to talk about dogs. So, how many of you have a dog or a pet, something furry that is your friend? A familiar, as I like to say. Oh, almost all of you. Well, that's great. Yeah, thank goodness for pets, you know? I mean, they are friends, they are nobody better. I love to talk about dogs and cats and everybody. But I'm definitely a dog person, and Nanny, it's so nice to have her around because she's so big. You know, Steve is like Cocker Spaniel size, so it's nice to have a really big dog every now and then. I always wanted one of those Bernese Mountain Dogs. Yeah, because in one of my favorite Judy Blume books, there's this girl in the story that she has one of those, and I was very jealous. Yeah, envy totally came out on that one. Love that dog. So, name her Nana or whatever. Actually, I thought I'd name her Ruby. Yeah. So what are some of the names of your dogs? You have cool names? Oh, yeah. Yeah, those are good. I love those. Yeah, you can always go on AI and ask for, like, funny names of dogs. That's always fun. So, a lot of character names and things like that. So, I love it. That's great. Well, good for you. Yep. They say they say in Bowserville, the only honest friend you'll ever have is a dog. Why might they say such a thing? Dogs don't talk. Do they? Do they talk? What do you think? Do dogs talk? I mean, I've seen lots of things on movies where dogs talk. I mean, Rolf from The Muppet Show when I was a little kid, and I mean, so many dogs that talk. Doug, favorite dog ever. Best golden retriever portrayal ever. I wish they could talk, though, in language. But yeah, dogs are pretty interesting animals because animals have their own type of language. They don't have spoken language like we do. They have what's called a closed call system. It's really interesting. I studied dog behavior for a really long time, and Dr. Milan taught me all kinds of good stuff. And he was saying some interesting things about their voices, right? So closed call system in their voice box. So God or whatever you want to call your higher power created these wonderful animals, but in their throats they only have the ability to make so many sounds. So it's a closed call system. So a dog can make one of so many sounds. I feel very interested to ask you all to Google it later. Pin it for later. Okay, but humans have an open call system, meaning that we can learn new words. So for us, our best defense are words. Because if you look at people the way that we're built, I mean, I hate to tell you, but we are not alpha predators. Do you think a wolf could take out a human? Yeah. A whole pack of wolves? You betcha. That's right. So what do humans have? What do we do? Well, yeah, we have, weapons. Okay, yeah. But go higher than that. Beyond the weapon. Say we have no weapon. What do we do? Aha! We have our brain, our logic, our ability to strategize. Well, so do they. They're quite good strategists. We have thumbs. Yes, we do. And we walk upright, which actually makes us slower, technically. Wolves are faster. So, okay. So if we were going up against the wolf pack and it's our life on the line, okay, we have fight, flight, fawn, and freeze, right, as a reaction to fear. So the wolf pack's coming at you, you're standing there, and you don't have any weapon, you're just standing there like, oh gosh. Now you can run, right? You can stand there and just, I don't know, hit the ground praying. You can try to change your energy a bit and see if maybe coming off a little differently is better. Or you could even pretend to be a wolf yourself. You see, there's one other type of response that sometimes happens when there's fear. And it's called fake. It's like the little hidden thing that happens with trauma and fear and all that. Well, fake is when you maybe lie or you pretend or you act so bored like you don't care. Kind of like Riley did in Inside Out 2 where she just put her hands in her pockets. You're just faking that everything's cool, but it's not. Yeah. So you might do that and just act like nothing's wrong. Be like, doo-doo-doo. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens at the end of this, but hopefully the wolf pack, everything will turn out alright, but we'll see. But right now, I'm going to allow us to pause time. Pause time in our metaverse, and we will just put it aside for later. You are safe for now. The wolf pack is just totally distracted. So Nanny here is a relative of wolves, right? Yeah. And as our school mascot, the Huskies, we absolutely love our dog friends. We see a Husky as a friend. They're domesticated. They're not wolves, but they are definitely related, and they have the same kind of howling thing that they like to do. So they're very similar. Except the thing that Nanny has that a wolf pack does not have is the ability to connect with humans. Nanny's been domesticated. And domestication happened, we have, cats have they had 3,000 years less domestication than dogs. So we have been domesticating dogs 3,000 years longer than cats, to flip it. So, cats in 3,000 years will probably act more like dogs once they've been more domesticated. But dogs, they have, it's actually one of the most diverse types of animals on Earth. Dogs are amazing, and we have been able to use them and breed them according to whatever purpose that they have, for work, for companionship, whatever we need. So Steve is sort of like my emotional support dog, but that he thinks is his job. Well, he's my trusty, Robin to my Batman. So we help each other in lots of different ways. So it's symbiotic. It's a good thing. That's like a word for the day, symbiotic. When you work together and two entities work together in a mutually benefit, equal, equitable relationship. It's nice. Like you would do with a friend. Like a best friend, you want to be equitable with and have a symbiotic relationship. Like, they know how to do things you don't, and vice versa. So symbiosis is what we want to look for. And in this classroom, I don't really get a vibe of symbiosis lately. You know, you ever feel vibes? You kind of vibe people. Like, do people have a certain vibe? When you're a kid, you know this. Like, you're really in tune with this. Dogs are as well. Dogs don't have language because of their closed call system. All they have is their nonverbal senses. Now, they have super noses, super ears, super sight, you know, comparatively to ours. They have claws, they can run, they can, you know, they only show their bellies when they feel safe, type of thing. Well, very interestingly enough, their language is kind of mental. You know, you think about movies with werewolves and they have this sort of telepathic wolf sense, you know, kind of thing. And there are a lot of stories about wolves with Native Americans and other individuals who see wolves as like a mentor, or sometimes the reincarnated souls of ancestors and things like that. So very neat. All kinds of interesting things you can read about wolves. But because they don't have language, they use nonverbal language, a vibe, to tell them if they're sick, and also too, their smell will change from that. So dogs use their noses and sense of smell to listen to language in a way. They smell language. What's really interesting there is that your long-term memory in humans is located right next to where your sense of smell is in your brain. So much like a dog, your long-term memory is connected to what you smell. So you can think of the smell of something that, like, maybe like grandma used to cook, and you can probably smell it right now. That pulls it up from your long-term memory instead of short-term, which you just remember like for a spelling test or something. Yeah. So dogs have a great long-term memory because of that sense of smell. It just puts it right in there. Now, dogs live in the now. I love that. They're very present animals. That's kind of actually why Steve and I make such good friends. And I have Ralphie, of course. And as Ralphie even ages, he reminds me to stay in the present because he needs my help. But Steve, like, he keeps me in the now. He kind of gets me out of my noodly sense of thinking about stuff a lot. And he's like, oh, Mom, I'm right here. I need you. And it's great. You know, it keeps me happy. He helps to remind me to get out of my head sometimes. And that's the support he provides, that symbiotic relationship. I feed him and take care of him, and it works out. So wolves started learning that humans had food. They're like, you know, they were smart enough to figure out from their senses, their body language, where they ran, how they ran, in what order, all of these kinds of things. So wolves became great sociologists. They just didn't have language, right? Well, they needed food, because there's this hierarchy of needs from this guy Maslow, and at the bottom is like food, water, air, shelter, stuff that you absolutely have to survive. So they figured out, well, we need food, and rather than hunting for it, we could just follow these humans around, because they leave trash all over the place, and leftovers and bones and stuff, but hook it up, y'all, buffet. So that's exactly what they did, is they started learning to be near humans, and they would feed them and have the leftovers, but in turn they would provide protection for the people, because they couldn't defend themselves like that, and they had a lot more knowledge of the woods than the people did, in different ways. That sense of smell is important. So they developed a symbiotic relationship. Pretty awesome. Now, a wolf in the wild, of course, you're not going to go up to him and be like, here, puppy! And like, no, they're wild animals, of course. And a lot of people like to breed wolves with dogs. And then if that dog goes into adolescence, much like you all, I've heard stories of people getting locked in bathrooms because their wolf-dog hybrid is trying to attack them. Whoopsie. Kind of dangerous, right? So when I was saying about think about wolves attacking you, now you can now change that image to you're stuck in the bathroom and your wolf dog is trying to break down the door. Okay, now pin that for a while until the next pin. So the wolf pack. Well, in the wolf pack, how do they handle discipline? What happens? Okay, so what is a business of a wolf pack? Like, they don't have money, they don't deal with money. So what is their currency? Connectivity. The team. The team is super, super important. Right. So who is the alpha dog, the head dog of this team in this room right now? Miss Othmar. Right. May I call you Chrissy? Chrissy. Okay, so Chrissy is the alpha dog. Okay, so what kind of dog would she be? Like, wolf. Would she be? A white wolf. You want to be Peach? Okay, Peach. Princess Peach the wolf. Okay, sounds good. All right, so she's a peach wolf and she's the alpha. You are her pack. Now, you're not grown wolves yet. You're like teenager wolves. Okay, so Nanny is at the door. She is going into her adolescence and she's got a lot of hormones going on. Well, Steve, unfortunately, had to go for a special surgery that did calm him down significantly, but unfortunately, he lost some parts. So, Nanny is fixed, we know that, but let's just imagine that they're not. Well, in wolf packs, they don't obviously have veterinarians, so they don't do that, but they use the team as their care system, kind of their veterinarian of sorts. And because through smell, they can tell if perhaps somebody is sick or injured. The smell is there. So the alpha is in charge of keeping track of how everyone is doing, if they're all fed. It's kind of like a social worker. I always thought of alpha dogs as a bit of a social worker, but they're a leader. They're the someone that knows how things run and how everybody works, how everybody ticks, and keeps them safe by knowing them, by creating that family. Kind of a mom, but fierce mom. And I know moms pretty well, and I will tell you, you hurt the baby, Mama's coming after you. I don't care wolf, human, or what, but I have seen moms werewolf out in 5 seconds or less with claws and fangs that you have never seen. Picture that. You know that mom, right? I don't need her after me. I want her to be my buddy. Well, you know what I'm saying? Okay. But we want to be happy. We want a happy team. We don't want everybody fighting, and that's no kind of wolf pack. So their business, what they do, is use teamwork as survival. Survival is the game, right? But food, water, air, shelter, things like that, that's what they're looking for. That's what's most important. They think about what's most important first. But notice I use the word think. They don't have language, written word, and things like that to use. They just have to use the senses to figure out how people work. Well, much like when you walked over with your little noodles to your seat, like an alpha dog, I've been taught in school how to be a good alpha, essentially. A teacher. Social worker. A little bit of everything. Psychologist, sociologist. Alpha dog and wolves are kind of like that. What I did is just let you walk to your desk nice and calm. I want to see you in your calmest state. You're eating a little snack that calmed you down, made you happy, took care of Maslow. And then you sat down in your own desk and didn't have to say a word. No anxiety. Pretty good thing. Well, in doing so, I was watching things like your body language, how you carry yourself. Do you feel confident? Did you make eye contact with me? Did you smile? Do you look sad? Do you have indicators, somatic kind of symbols of maybe you look sad or you're sick or, you know, I don't have a nose like Nanny here, but what I do have are my eyes, and I have an education, which is something humans do have. We have the ability to learn from other people through people from all over the globe. So we have the value of knowledge, and that is what will keep us alive. So, in doing so, I was working like a profiler, like an FBI profiler, but not to see what's bad about you. I was doing it in a good way, kind of like Mary Poppins. In a good way, I want to see what makes you tick, what's cool about you, who are you, like, what's your jam, how can we use your skills and keep you on the Jedi and not go kind of Sith, right? I'm so all glad you all know Star Wars in this generation. Right. No, you don't get a lightsaber. I'm a teacher. I can't afford one. Yeah, I'd have purple. Thank you. What color would you have? Pink. Very good. Okay, moving on. All right, so now the problem is that the wolf pack has alerted the Grand Alpha Poobah, and that is the principal. And that principal wolf comes around every now and then to check on things, and unfortunately is very upset about the rowdiness of what's happening in this class. Well, unlike animals, sometimes money becomes the problem. Because in our society, we use that to get things. We don't hunt, we buy. I don't go hunt some sort of, thing to eat every night. I would be devastated to have to do such a thing, as I saw Bambi as a child. But I'm still recovering from that trauma. But no, I will go to the supermarket and I will buy something under cellophane so I don't have to actually go hurt anything. Yeah. So, instead, we trade money for that. Y'all follow? Well, apparently you do, because from what I hear, you all have a small business. And the wolf pack has managed to start doing pretty well. So I commend you on your ingenuity, your creativity, your intelligence, and your planning. But here's the thing. Sometimes when we plan things really, really well, we kind of get the stupids. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm saying you get the stupids. That's how we need to refer to it. The stupids. Which is a semi-non-clinical way of saying that you have taken so much energy to think of everything on every level, like anxiety in the movie. She thinks of everything. Everything possible. What does she forget? Pencil. Yep. Like the queen of divergency. You know, as someone who can do anything and everything, can dazzle you in every way, shape, and form, like P.T. Barnum in a circus. But, unfortunately, she forgot to print tickets to the circus. So that happens when people have a lot of anxiety. They forget really basic, silly, dopey little things. So the fact that y'all didn't actually ask for permission, that can go into the stupids. We all have them. It's a thing. I have the stupids on a daily. There's at least 2 identify the stupids type of things I would do every day. I get all the way to school and I forgot my laptop. I left my laptop on top of my car. Whee! Splat. Do you know how many coffees I've left on my car? Right. You laugh. I'm serious. Okay? Do you know? I can tell you stories. Okay. So that's what happens sometimes. So you go through this whole big thing and then you forget the most basic of things. And asking for permission, since you are students in the school, is the thing. If you were in a business, okay, you were working for some corporation, say Pixar, but on the side, you all were making cartoons during lunch and selling them. Well, you're at Pixar. Like, that's their movie. Like, you can't do that stuff. Now, outside of work, you can do that. Outside of the area, when you're off the premises, you can do whatever you want. But while you're on the premises, you got to follow the rule of law, my friend. You want the treasure, you got to follow the rules to get there. Now, I don't believe in rules. I believe rules are mostly made to be broken. But the rule of law is unbreakable. I have procedures in my world. This is the procedure so bad things don't happen. But I'm so sorry to hear that bad things are starting to happen. People are getting in trouble. Y'all are fighting. This one's mad at this one. You got siblings right here. You got a stepbrother, a big brother, and a sister, and you all aren't getting along. So that's going home. Think of all the negative energy y'all are spreading out all over the place. I could feel the energy outside of this room just like an alpha dog. I knew what I was walking into. I felt like I was walking into flipping Dangerous Minds with Bluey and all kinds of crazy going on. Yeah, Bluey turned into Cujo, which is a really dangerous dog, by the way. But just imagine if Bluey turned into some kind of werewolf. Now I want Bluey back. I like Bluey's friends. I like that pack. So we're going to see if we can get you guys back to Bluey. So, the small business. Now, there's a difference between a business and something we call a pyramid scheme. Okay? Pyramid scheme, bad. Pyramids generally, good. Maslow's hierarchy of needs is a pyramid. That is a good thing. You want to get to self-actualization and all this great stuff. But pyramid schemes are not good because that means somebody at the top is making all kinds of money and filtering it out of everybody else. Everybody gets a cut. When you have businesses and you sell a product, well, yeah, sure, people get a cut who work on it, make it, and go through those processes. But when you don't have permission to do such a thing and you're selling a product that is not permitted, that is considered, well, illegal, here, blow pops are not a good idea. Have you asked why? Okay, well, the reason why blow pops are not good at school, and I have sold blow pops myself, is that I forget to remember with the stupids that they're sticky, and people don't finish them, and the gum gets kind of funky after a little while, a little hard. And so then there's a lot of trash. You have the wrapper, you have the stick, and the gum. None of which you consume. All you consume is the sugar part, which is nice for you, but what about all the other? The environment, desks that have gum all over them, things like that. Sticky wrappers that people step on and get stuck to their shoe. Other people are inconvenienced by your lack of consideration. So that's why. That's why the people on top of you don't want you chewing gum in class. Now, is it a good thing for your anxiety to chew gum? Gets rid of stress? Yes. But then maybe have a conversation with an authority figure about your rationale as to why. Right? It helps you. It makes you feel better. It calms you down. Maybe they have another suggestion of something you can do that is within the school rules. Right? So my students made little fidget toys. Like they can make their own little fidget toy and bring it in. Yeah, however they want to make it. As long as it's small and they can put it in their hand and play with it, no problem. They loved it. So maybe do that. But the problem is getting in trouble is not a good idea. So if you want to have a business and you want to sell something, as a class, what if you all create a product and then sell it to the school? And then you can donate the money to charity or something like that. No, why? You want to keep the money. Well, why do you want to keep the money? What do you want? What do you want it for? College? You want to go to space camp? What are you saving for exactly? Oh, Heelys? Well, yeah, so am I. I'm poor. I want Heelys too, but teacher ones. But okay, so you want a pair of skate shoes. Why do you need those? Because you like to skate? Fair. Cool. Okay. All right, Star. I got you. All right, so you want some Heelys. How much do they cost? $100. So you're saving up to buy these Heelys. Okay. Do you need them right now? No. But you like everybody else's, and you don't have any. And so, okay. So what Star is saying is something very common in 8th grade, is that, you want to be like everybody else and have everything that they have. Because you just want to fit in. It's kind of like a fitting in thing. You just be part of the crowd. I get it. Like, I do that all the time. All the time. There's some new burger out, or there's some new drink at, drive-thru. I'm going to go try it. Because I want to just be part of the group. In the mix. Okay, so your reasons are valid. What is your reason? Should I know what's your reason? Oh, you just like money. You just want to collect it. Do you like math? You do. So you like numbers. You like your calculator. You like to draw on your calculator? Cool. Huh. So you're good with... So you're in charge of the money for your business? Well, good for you. So you're the accountant. Okay. Very cool. I'm glad you're not the bag man. Okay, good. That's great. All right. So maybe this is about job skills. Small business is about job skills. So maybe you need to be an accountant, my friend. Yeah. Totally. Okay. So let's just, see the good of things. I'm not here to bash you. I'm here to see what you are capable of. Because I think we have a nice business for charity going on here. Well, what if you all had the ability to keep a small portion of what you make? Would you be good with that? Like 20%? 25%? Something like that? Like a fourth? A quarter? Okay. All right. So perhaps what you're saying is you want to learn about how to run a business in the way that it's done through the rule of law. And then maybe start business where maybe the blow pop thing isn't workable, but you could create some other kind of product. What about like a gum that doesn't stick to stuff? Yeah. What about smelly pencils? Ooh. I don't know. We could absolutely have a think tank and noodle on that. That would be super awesome. Way to go, Annie. I like that idea. I like that you like to plan on different levels and things. So I think that's a think tank is a fantastic idea. Mike, what did you want to say? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so you want to be like the strategist, like the marketing person? You like that kind of stuff? All right, that's great. Corey, what do you want to do? You want to own a comic book store. Awesome. Okay, well, to get there, how do you want to help in this project to get you there from A to B? Okay, so you can run like the day-to-day, like be the seller, be the person that actually sells it and they buy it for... Oh, cool. Okay. See? Look at this, y'all. I'm proud. Look at Nanny. She's proud too. Look at that. Are you proud, girl? Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so in a wolf pack, everybody's a job. There's alpha, beta, and all these different other dogs. Well, some dogs have to go off to new packs because they understand that maybe one group isn't working out so well. Well, from what I can hear is that there's a certain group of you that's sort of like the wolf pack, and you've rejected some of the other wolves. But we need to live as a team. We're a village. It's that interconnectivity between us, that wolfy sense. Well, we use interconnectivity through words. But sometimes maybe the words we use kind of alienate people when we don't know the capabilities they have, the divergency they have, the creativeness they have. And we don't want anyone to, miss out on the opportunity to throw in some advice because they may have something that we don't have. And that may be the key, because what if the ones that you didn't call on was the one who was like, you might want to ask permission, y'all. Because they've had time to sit and listen to what you're all doing. And that listening, that waiting, that processing, these are the game makers right over here that are sitting on the sidelines. These are the wolves you should be afraid of. The ones that, kind of rogue, they got taken out of the pack. They're sitting over here. Y'all don't talk to them. You didn't ask them anything. But some of you ran the business, while some of you over here just sat on the sidelines and didn't want any part of it, which was smart. Logic. But the only way you can have logic is to tone down the emotion. right? So if you close down the emotion a little bit and just stop and watch what's happening, you can see things very clearly. So they saw they were about to get in a whole bunch of trouble if they got involved, because you would break the rule of law, right? So what did you all do? You sat over here and you watched and you wanted nothing to do with it, and you're going to do your own thing. So these rogue wolves are the most dangerous because they've been watching and plotting, and that watching and plotting is something you can only do when you're calm. Do you know that? When you have anger or fear or anxiety or all these things, when they all get together, they form a pretty wicked wolf pack where they get so caught up in something they're doing that they forget that they can hurt a whole lot of people and make them feel alienated. Well, when someone feels alienated, it's like a rogue wolf. You know, they can go one way or the other. They could start a whole new wolf pack. They could do all kinds of options. But sometimes, much like Scar in The Lion King, nobody's born a villain. You become one. And alienation and loneliness are kind of the way that wolves would do that. So they can go bad. Big bad wolf. Mm-hmm. You know him? Yep. Alienated. Rejected. And wolves like that are very dangerous. Deadly. Well, thank goodness that we're people and not wolves, because I wouldn't want to see the werewolf side of that. Now, unfortunately, people have things worse than claws and fangs. What do they have? Yeah. Very short little word, very scary word, and a word that you guys have to have drills for all the time. But what happens to somebody when they become that person? I always feel really sad when I hear about, obviously, anyone that gets hurt in school. But, you know, safety first. We're here for safety. The first most important thing in the whole wide world is safety. Every animal on this planet knows that. Every human should know that. Safety is the number one feeling. And inside out, before joy shows up, that's safety. We all just want safety at our core. So, in a school, if you don't feel safe, then that's not good. So we try as adults to help you feel safe. But you still have to do the drills and things, and fear gets in the way. And that can be very scary. But what happens to the kid that chooses to do that, right? Not the victims, which is just so awful. I can barely speak on it. And I don't want you to be scared about this happening at your school or anything. But what I'm saying is that what gets the kid to want to do that? Well, what do you think? Loneliness? Yeah. Depression? Mental illness? Yeah. Well, I can tell you that during COVID, my family was away, really far away. My friends I couldn't see, and I had my dogs, but there was over a year where I hardly saw anyone. Like, literally anyone. Most people lived with their family and had people. I didn't have anybody around. It started getting weird. You know how people invented all kinds of cool stuff? Because when you are in a pit of despair, sometimes invention is the only way out of a hole. But some people were making bread and making weird things in their yard, like mini golf courses and stuff. It was great. Such ingenuity, so divergent. But you can also kind of go the other way. Get a little weird in a bad way. That was a lot of alone time for me. And luckily, I fought really hard, but I'm not going to say I didn't have those bad days. But if I let those get the best of me, I could have, taken my rage and done something drastic at the time and let my emotions cloud my judgment. And then, unfortunately, by breaking the rule of law, that's it. I talked to a kid who was a school shooter once, and he told me something very interesting. Because I asked him, I was like, why'd you do it? And he's like, well, I didn't end up shooting anyone. He goes, I was trying to get in a gang. And I was like, okay, why? And he said, well, what do you mean why? I'm like, because I want to know why. He's like, well, no one asked me why. I'm like, well, I am. Tell me. So he calmed down and he told me, he said, well, at home, I live in a certain type of community where my community, if I get bad grades, it's really disrespectful to my family and we can be looked bad upon. And so they found out about my grades and I wasn't allowed home for a couple of nights and I didn't have anywhere to go, and I was 14, and so I met these guys, and they were like, hey, we'll hook you up with a place to stay tonight, and they fed me, and took care of me, and but they told me if I want to stay, that I had to hurt somebody, so I was going to do that, but I knew that I couldn't hurt that person, so I just went to the safest person I knew, because I knew I wouldn't do it. He had to cry for help. Should it have to get that bad? Like, really? Did anyone not notice them for so long and try to help them? Well, that's one of the nice things we do in Divergent Land. Like, no child left behind. means no child's emotional health is left behind, y'all. And you all are the same way, 8th graders. You're wonderful people. You're just going through some hormonal stuff. And unfortunately, your hormones make your adrenaline go up. You know, you get excited about a football game or something like that, and you're like, rah! And, you know, I can lift a car, I'm so awesome. You know, that's adrenaline. Makes you run fast. It hits your muscles. It gives you a lot of physical strength. Turns you into a super person for a minute. But it's a short-acting hormone. And unfortunately, when it wears off, ouch, it can be kind of painful. But adrenaline can cloud your judgment. So much like Coach Lasso and, you know, Dr. Milan, all these people know about wolves and teams and all kinds of good stuff. They know that you got to be calm. It's you being calm that makes you win the game. Because then you can think and use your critical thinking to analyze the situation and determine the best possible solution. Fight, flight, fear, fawn, fake. What are you going to do? So now you're calm. Now you got the wolf beating down the door. Wolf dog. You're sitting there. So now you have some time to be calm and think about that. Have you come up with a plan on how you're going to get out of that bathroom? Oh, look, there's a window right behind me. Off I go. The dog's locked in the house, no problem. I'll call animal control. Done. Now you may fall in the bushes and have the stupids and forget that there's mud there and then fall on your face and you're covered in mud, but that's more like what would happen in my world. But the main thing is that you can use your critical thinking to get you out of bad situations and out of poor thinking by rationalizing how it could have gone better in hindsight. Your kids. You screwed up. This little candy soprano, whatever it is that y'all are doing in here, okay? Not okay. Not okay. But what I need to know, and there's one of you after class, Bobby, I want to talk to you because I think you have a very special job here, and I'm gonna let you be the hookup on some things. I'm gonna let you kind of be the person that goes between the administration and the class. So I need you to be like FedEx kind of thing, or postal service. So Bobby, I want to talk to you after class about how that's gonna work. Okay, so I'm almost done here, but the nice thing is that why don't we take this small business and let you all noodle around on a product. Think about something that the school needs, that they would like. Maybe it's already pre-made product, maybe something that you could invent yourself. That would be even better. What about fidget toys? I just talked to you about that. I gave it to you guys. Make your own fidget toys. Sell them. Have a craft fair. Do that. And then some of that money can go to the animal shelter, it can go toward cancer research, it can go towards all kinds of things. Now Mike, hey Mike, what do you think about charity? You want to do something for charity? Yeah, which charity? American Cancer Society. I like it. I've been affected by cancer. How many of you affected by cancer? Yeah. Well, the wolf pack, if a dog is sick and they may not live, unfortunately the alpha will have to take out that dog because of mercy. And that's, I can't even imagine what that must be like for the poor alpha, but not to mention obviously the sick wolf. But in human world, you know, we have to get them help from doctors and people qualified to do that. So just like I'm qualified to be talking to you today because I've gone to lots of school to talk to kids, you know, and young people such as yourselves, the medical community is better equipped to handle when people have cancer. Absolutely. And Mike, I knew your dad. He's a great guy. Great teacher. Good musician. He used to play at a little dive bar. Yeah, out on the other side of Normieville. Yeah, out near Hawkins, yeah. And he would play a little dive bar. And he had this great long curly hair and a beautiful guitar. I always wanted his guitar. Yeah, total envy. But he was a good man. And he saved people from a fire. But I'll tell you what, that man was a vampire in disguise because he was fierce. He was kind. But instead of drinking the blood of people, he just drank the blood of life. He was just all about life. And Mike, I know you're gonna miss your dad. I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you out, but do it for Mike, guys. Can we do this for Mike and raise some money for cancer research in honor of his dad? Because what I know about Mike right now is that shirt you're wearing, Hellfire Club. That's your dad's old D&D shirt. Yeah, and he had trouble in school. He didn't get through school quite so easy, but I think you're a pretty smart little dude, and I like the hair. I like this red spiky hair. So let's tone down the anger, Mike. Yeah, Star. You know, you don't have to worry so much about what other people have, like their Heelys and things like that, because you know what they do have? We know what you have? Healthy people that love you. Things like cancer kind of set you back right, don't they? The alpha's going to put you back in reality. Yeah. What's more important? Money. How can you use it better? Can you help maybe his dad in honor of him instead of those Heelys? Yeah? Cool. All right. Okay, so we got that taken care of. See? All right, now we're think tanking. This is much better. All right, so I'm going to take a couple more ideas. Anybody idea on what you want to do? Scheiden? You're really good with money, right? Yeah? But you got to go back to Germany soon, but we have enough time. All right, so Scheiden is going to do all of our accounting and be the accountant for our business. All right, so anyone needs to go see anything about money, Mr. Freude, go ahead over there. Okay, so no, you don't have to watch YouTube. Okay, you can watch your YouTube videos where everybody falls all over the place and crashes their bike, right? You can watch all that, but when the money thing happens, you're on, okay? Thank you. Annie, I'm going to talk to you. Okay, so Annie in the cool shirt, absolutely. Okay, no, stop. You don't have to cry. It's okay. Yes, I called on you. You're good. Okay, so, and yeah. Annie, okay, yeah, so you are going to be the business manager. You're going to kind of keep everybody under control. You're herding cats. Are you ready for this? I'm glad you have a nice bright orange sweater because, that's good. But don't stress about it. No any anxiety on this, okay? Okay, good. All right, Corey, what are you going to do? Okay, so you're going to work the front desk. That's going to be good. Okay, let's make sure we got everybody here. Mike, okay, Mike, you are going to be, you're the oldest in your family, so, all right, yeah, you're the oldest, so what you're gonna have to be the alpha here. So I'm gonna let you be the CEO. That's you, Jamie. Hey, buddy. Okay, so what do you want to do when you grow up? Yeah, you know what? I think you and Corey should start a comic book store. Yeah, called like Frog Brothers or something kind of cool. Like, yeah, you should have a comic book store. You never know, someday that'd be cool. Okay, so Jamie, yeah, you're going to deal with marketing and you want to deal with pricing and like photos and all that. Okay, see, so everybody can have a job. The rest of the class, I'm going to let you all figure it out and work together in a think tank and see what we can do about this, okay? But in a wolf pack, Nanny would know if she was the alpha dog, she's sleeping. Hey, girl. But she would know that all you got to do is just see where everyone's coming from and check your team. Checking people, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's about your family. This is your family. And for the year, you got to stick together. And fighting amongst yourselves and squabbling and selling stuff you shouldn't be selling on school property is going to do nothing but get you in big trouble. Be the person that thinks about things. And if you're lonely, if you're mad, if you're envious, if you have fear, if you're any one of those kids, some of you might be sitting in this room right now, then go ahead, get some help. Find your friends. Go talk it out. You can talk it out. There's a reason why. Just explain it. Even if people don't want to hear it. Make them listen, okay? All right, I got to run. So Nanny and I are going to get out of here. You guys, I'm going to be back soon. We're going to check on this business. Ms. Othmar, Chrissy. Okay, we're going to talk to you. I'm going to check on you later. Make sure you're okay because I'm a little worried about how you're going to turn out. Okay, but I think you're going to make a great teacher someday. I think you're going to teach people a lot of things, even when you're not even in the room. So, all right, guys. Well, have a great day. Thank you so much, Nanny. You're on the way out. All right, Wolves. Take care. When you get over to that high school, you can be the big bad Wolves of that football team. I love those jerseys. That's great. I'll be at the game soon. So, all right, little Huskies. Enjoy. Normandville Middle School is a great place to be. Thank you again, Miss Othmar. Y'all have a good day. Okay, Bobby, can I see you for a sec? All right, Bobby, I need your help. Come on. Bobby. Hey, Bobby. Okay, real quick. I got to run. But Bobby, yeah. So Bobby, hey bud. So I know we were just in there talking to everybody, but now I just want to talk to you for a second. Did it help you feel better when everybody kind of had a nice talking to and everyone was calmed down and everything? Did it help you? It did? That's great. Because, Miss Morgan, Dr. Morgan, her, Daria Morgan, she's a friend of mine. Yeah, and so Dr. Morgan was worried about you. She cares about you a lot. All right, Bobby? So we all care about you. I haven't met you, but now I care about you because I know you a little bit. But Bobby, I love that AC/DC shirt. Total interconnectivity. Such awesome. Love it. Great shirt. But Bobby, listen, trouble is finding you. Okay, so when we make decisions and laugh when people get hurt or you cause trouble, set a fire perhaps, or any other kinds of things that you might want to do, I need you to take a second and think about wrangling the troops in the classroom. Like if you had to be the one to be like, you guys better stop, right? The wolf's at the door kind of thing. So did you see how everybody calmed down when we just gave them a second to explain themselves? Well, guess what? You're able to do that because you just controlled all your emotions in your head. By giving them a name and talking to them like, Mike, it's anger. Get to know anger a little better. What about envy? Well, that's Star. Anxiety, Annie, embarrassment, the Corey, right? He's Corey. Scheiden is Scheidenfreude, which is when you laugh when things go wrong, right? So, to me, you're just a lost boy, buddy. You're just a little werewolf waiting to happen. But unless you can calm down the emotions in your head, you can't learn anything. I don't know why people believe that academics are first before mental health, because that's the lens you see everything and learn everything from. You attach an emotion or a sense to what you learn, just like grandma's cooking. But Bobby, as an alpha dog, I'm going to check you. I know you are better than this, Bobby Beavis. I know you are. And Dr. Daria Morgan, she looks after you. She cares about you. And there are times when I know she wants to wring your little blonde neck. It's funny. Sometimes things are funny. I get it. Can you teach me to laugh like that? All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to go home now. But I hope you have a great rest of your day. Just wrangle the emotions in your head and have a little chat with them, okay? I love that laugh. Yeah. See ya.